I can't complain. How about yourself?
Are you online right now, live, or no? You recording? What are you doing?
I'm recording.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let me start off by saying this. Chad Marks, there's people commenting on why I was in New Mexico and saying that I didn't make sense and that it didn't make sense. Okay, do you remember when I called you the day and I asked you, said something about coming to Amarillo?
No, you told me that you were going to go to the steakhouse in Amarillo.
Right. So, and I said that I was going to go to Amarillo. I was thinking about going to Texas, and I said I was going to come and see you, right?
Yeah, I never knew anything about New Mexico.
Neither did I. New Mexico was never planned. I don't know anybody in New Mexico. I was coming to see you because you were the reason that I went to rehab, Lee.
I understand that. Yep.
You're the reason. You're the primary force that talked me into going to rehab and making me think it was okay, which was great. I loved it. It was awesome. Okay. So when I woke up and I had like the first time in my life I had a blackout, didn't know what happened. You were the first person I called. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, and I asked you something about staying there. I was going to go to Amarillo. It wasn't primarily at your house. It was going to be like a hotel or whatever, and I wanted to see you. And you said we'd meet up, right?
Yes, I had no problem with you coming over for a couple of days at all.
Sure. Okay, so that was my whole plan. Okay.
Yes.
There was no other plan. So what happened was, so it was the Big Texan. That's where I wanted to go eat.
Exactly. And I would have met you there if you were there.
Yeah. So what happened was, I made it at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got into Shamrock, and I had to get a room because I was tired. At 10 o'clock, they woke me up for because they said I can only get it for a few hours that day, right? So they woke me up, and I called, and you didn't answer. Okay. I also had a friend that was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I said, "Hey, if you want to meet me in Amarillo, I'll bring his kid's 15, and I have a bicycle, a cruiser that I told him that I would give him. Okay, because I have like a bunch of stuff, and one of the things is this bicycle in the back, and it would be perfect for his kid, right? Because he was driving his kid back and forth to school. So I brought that to Texas. I had planned on seeing him. I know that somebody I know. When I called you in Amarillo from Shamrock and you weren't there, I called my friend. He says, "Hey, we're going to go home." They were in Albuquerque or Tucumcari, and they live in El Paso. Okay, so he's like, "If you want to come down here, we're going to go home. I'm sorry, we're going to miss you." And I'm like, the guy that I was going to go see, I can't get a hold of. And I said, "You know what? I'll go to El Paso, right?" Okay, so remember, I woke up and I had a blackout. My biggest concern was staying sober at that point. There was no intent to drink, drugs. I was trying to come somewhere where I wanted to be around someone who was sober, and that was you. Okay, so what happens is, then I take off driving, and I don't know that. El Paso is like a half of America away from Amarillo.
It's at the bottom of Texas.
Gee, listen, Lee, I never even looked. Like, I don't do Google Earth and all that. I just said, which way do I go? And he told me. Hours later, now I don't mind driving. Hours later, I ended up in Rodessa, New Mexico, wherever I ended up. That's where the primary place was. And it was 2 hours from Amarillo. And I told my friend, I'm like, "Oh my God, like, I've been driving, like, this is crazy. I never even thought to look and see where he lived. I never even thought to see how far." So I was 2 hours away from his house in El Paso, and I come around a corner and I see a big Indian, and it's the Navajo Nation. Okay,
right.
Had no clue. Now remember, I had a gambling problem, and I banned myself from all casinos in Oklahoma per request of my wife if I wanted to save our marriage. That's the God's honest truth. So now I had some money when I went up there, and now I hit a casino. Okay, just planned on stopping in for a second. You know how that goes, Lee.
Yeah.
Planned on stopping in, and this was at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, if I recall. I thought I was in there for 1 to 2 hours. It was 10:30 at night when I walked out. So I ended up getting a hotel room in this little town of Rodessa, or whatever it's called. And the next morning when I woke up, the owner of this hotel did 27 years in federal prison for marijuana. We ended up talking. Well, I tell him, look, I'm going to go. I got this bike. This is my friend's birthday. It's his kid's birthday or whatever. I'm going to bring this bike to my friend. And on the way back, I said, look, I told him my whole story. Told him told him everything. YouTube channel. I was going to do an interview with this guy, right? So he told me he would let me stay in that hotel for like $20 a night or something. And I figured this was going to be good when I came back. This is everything that happened. Sure enough, went up to El Paso, and my friend's wife and her girlfriend, they were partying. Not a good place for Robert to be. I ended up going to a AA meeting in El Paso that was off and left the meeting. This is, but you remember, I'm like on a magical mystery carpet ride because really I'm whacked out in the head from not knowing what just happened to me 24 hours or more before, and that was related on Xanax, alcohol, and I do not know what else I put in my system to this day. I do not know what I did to this day. That's what scared me.
How did the fentanyl get in your system? Because the fentanyl is the reason the judge wouldn't let you out.
Okay, the fentanyl got my system because I did it. I put it there.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you mean?
Was it in Texas?
No. So here's my whole fentanyl. In the last month leading up, so I'm spiraling. Okay, so let me finish the story. So I come back and now it's on a Monday morning, and I got to be. I call the hotline. I got to be in Fort Smith for a drug test. My car breaks down. First, boom. It's the Suzuki that I had. Then I tried to get home. My wife and I are having issues, of course, and I had no money because I gambled it. So there was an issue of money. I didn't make the drug test home. The reason I didn't is because A, the car broke down, and A, I didn't have anybody sending me money. Okay? The money that I got, I ended up writing a check for to fix the car, and I had to call my probation officer and tell him where I was. And then I put a tracker on my phone so he would know where I was. So there wasn't like there was a mistaken words like he knew where I was every day. That's not true. He knew where I was from Monday when I was supposed to show up. So it took me 2 or 3 days to get home, and that was from my car breaking down. That was from the night that I did that YouTube video. That day I drank. So you can see I'm actually like whacked out of my mind, right? On the papers, let me bring up the testing. There's there's diluted urines, and there's like 9 or 10. And when I came in and turned myself in, because it was always about turning myself in. When I came in and turned myself in, I said that I did hydrocodone and whatever on or about, and I named like 2 days before. Actually, it was on or about 15 minutes before I walked in the door. Okay, that's what really happened. So I took the fentanyl and all that was in my system from the day before.
Right.
However, I had done some when I came back from Amarillo, and I was back in that little town. I had met, whatever you want to call it, and that's when I had done a pill of fentanyl. So the hydrocodone and the fentanyl happened the day before, but let me be clear. I had been using. After I got out of the Harbor House, which is a rehab, on January the 2nd, I did 51 or 52 days clean. I was working the program. The problem is I was around criminal element, Lee. And so I'm around, I'm doing the program, but my mind, because of the gambling and the losses, it's like I'm not around people that are productive or that I should be around. I have the AA guy and my sponsor, but I'm around this crowd over here too, right? And this crowd over here uses. So when I relapsed, it did take me 4 hours, but when I did, I went and did more. When you progress, when you know the whole story.
Of course.
So that's basically what happened. I mean, so I guess some people are saying he's avoiding the issue, and no, there's no avoiding any issue. I'm telling everybody that I have lied about using alcohol and drugs during my YouTube time and during my YouTube channel, primarily because I was lying to my wife. It was not every day. It was not consistent, but it got worse, especially after March of this year. The drug test that you see from before, I'm going to get into all that after I get out of prison, because I want to sit down with lab technicians and I want to go over a bunch of that, because I don't want to make it sound right now like I'm trying to say that I was clean. It's not true. I have issues with some of the lab reports, but it doesn't matter, because the truth of the matter is I was dirty. It doesn't matter if I was dirty for meth, fentanyl, or marijuana, or THC, or BHC, or DHC. I was using, and what I used most of the time was alcohol. And you know that. We had long discussions about that.
Yes. Yep.
So when and let me tell you something. I heard you said something on your show that you were scared when you saw that I was in Texas. Let me say something. I wasn't in Texas when I shot the video. Hey, Lee Cole, I'm coming to see you. That was a kind of a joke. Maybe people didn't take it that way. I was in New Mexico. And when I'm looking down at the valley, and it wasn't even the valley facing over Amarillo at that time, but I was coming to see you.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Wait, Rob. I didn't say I was scared. I said it was creepy. You were standing on the. Yeah, there's no reason I would be scared of you.
Okay,
but yeah. So whoever said that, I said that it was creepy, and also I had no issue with you. But once I seen that video and how high and stoned you were, there was no way I was going to let you near my house because I can put myself in peril.
So look, on that video, but there was more. I swear to God, it was more of a sleep deprivation than a high and stoned. It was the third day. So how many days? Okay, hold on. I'll tell you exactly. I'll do it. So it was a Wednesday night. The Wednesday I woke up on the floor. It was Wednesday. So it was Thursday, I think. I called you and I took off, right? Wasn't it like Thursday night? So it's Friday morning. So Friday is Saturday. So I went to Amarillo by Sunday. So. Well, yeah, definitely. Okay, definitely. So definitely, but I did. So what happened was when I did some of the fent, I smoked it. I smoked it on tinfoil. Okay, I'd never done that before, and the person turned me on. That's what happened, and that's so it was more of like a sleep deprivation too. So when my truck broke down, I didn't have money to go back to the hotel. I stayed in the casino parking lot for like a day and a half. No, I didn't play any games. I didn't drink alcohol. I stayed and I waited for money to be sent. My family had sent me some money. So it wasn't a weird, magical, flipped out, drug-induced event. Absolutely. There was not drugs consistently, nor was there alcohol consistently, but my mind was shot. I woke up and I had no recollection of what to this day. I have no recollection, and this has never happened in my life, lady. Never. It scared the fuck out of me, Yeah. And as far as using afterwards, man, I needed help. I was telling my PO, my probation officer, in March, 2 months after I got it, I'm spiraling, and I need to go back to the Harbor House. I primarily wanted to go back because I wanted to go into transitional living, because I wanted my wife to see that I can do this on my own, and I wanted her to see the guy that she married. Now, let me get into the issue with my wife real quick. It was said to me that you were putting down my wife. What did you say about my wife?
I don't know where you hear this stuff. I mean, like who would be telling you that?
Okay, so did you say something about this is what happens when a girl marries somebody in prison she doesn't know? Did you make that comment or did somebody else?
Yeah, I actually did say that, yes.
Okay, so stop. Marta married, she knows exactly who she married. The guy I was in prison is the guy I am today. The problem is there's a back and forth. If there's Robert who uses, there's Jekyll and Hyde, which you know from being an addict yourself. So what she got to see when she got out was not somebody that was, okay, you can argue that I was in full-time addiction the whole time I've been out of prison because even a drink is a Band-Aid for me, right? But she got to see the guy. She knows who she married. She knows that guy. Now, right now, she's going through a bunch of stuff because she's embarrassed. She's ashamed. And I put her through the ringer. But it's really unfair of you to judge Marta based on her love for me. Nobody in the world.
But wait a minute, Rob.
Hold on.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I put her out there. Yes, I did. I put her on YouTube. Chad was right when he said that. She stuck up for me. The worst video that I ever did was when she sat beside me and said that she would know I did alcohol or drugs, that she would know if I was on drugs. You know how fucked up I was after she said that? Because I didn't put her on to say that. It hurt me that she said that. I was like, oh my God, because I was lying to that girl about my usage. But what she has saw in the last year is somebody that was spiraling out of control. But let me tell you something. I swear to God, nobody's ever loved me like Marta. And I wish I was capable of returning that love for her. But because of the addiction issues, which I'm not victimizing myself and I'm not downplaying, okay? I'm not saying, you know what I mean. You know when it comes to a spouse or somebody that you love, that what happens is drugs and alcohol take over, so you love them first. You know? Now,
I got to just say one thing. You have to understand, Marta called me and tried to get loud and aggressive with me. When she did that, I'm the type of guy, I'm not going to let someone I don't know be loud and aggressive with me.
Oh, so you got thin skin like me.
Yeah, no,
I
actually,
don't mean that.
actually,
You know what I mean?
actually, she sent me a text right after that, and she apologized to me. But I did say to her, I said, it sounds like you're trying to cover up for Robert, and that's not what's going to be helping you, Robert. People covering up for you ain't going to help you.
Sure. So no. I agree with what you just said right there. And my wife does. She was the first to admit when she says bad behavior. Well, you know, Primo, you can talk off there about Primo.
Yes.
So Primo like pointed out, he's like, Rob, she's got that hot Mediterranean blood. And I remember when I was in prison, she said, listen, if I ever get mad, just let me go. Let me go, and I'll come back and apologize when she comes back. You know what I mean? So that's the blow up. And you know what? To be honest, and I shouldn't put this much out there. That's one of the problems in our marriage was I am such an emotional child that I get butthurt when she gets mad at me, and then I didn't know how to deal with that hot Mediterranean temper. You know what I'm saying? And then I would use it as, oh, I gotta go run and drink. You know what I mean? That's usually what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Her thing, and I don't. We had a conversation, and I don't really want to go into that right now. She. You said about her hiding. It wasn't. God, I'm in a trick bag here. So
don't go there if you think it's going to be a problem.
No, yeah, but it's not for the audience. It's because I don't want to cause any more problems between me and her.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what and then now let me just. Who started the Don't Be a Robert movement? I want to be the leader of that movement. I swear to God, somebody better patent it because I'm gonna.
You have 3 minutes remaining on this call.
I will be the first to come out and say, "Don't be a Robert, call me junkie loser," whatever. That's not a bad thing. I don't care. When I found out, somebody brought it to me. They're like, and they're starting a movement. I'm like,
of course, if you were going after Jimmy. Those people that defend him, you knew that was gonna be the count. That was gonna be the count.
Yeah. They should do. Don't be the junkie loser and have a picture of me. That's what I would do.
What you need to do is just bear down and get your shit together. And as for Marta, listen. I was just very honest with her. I just told her. I said that you're doing what a lot of people do. You're covering up for someone that needs help.
So. In her defense, I can say that that's not what it's about. She's the first that wants me to get help. Okay, I know but I totally get what you're saying and what it looks like because I'm a public figure, you know, and I put myself in those shoes, and I actually put her out there too, so I'm to blame for that. You know what I mean? But it's a little bit more to it, and I understand.
I understand. You told me too about the people at home. I understand that part.
Yes. So, and by the way, tell James thank you, and I'm going to get a hold of him tomorrow. I'm trying to think of anything else real quick. I think I could get back on.
Just tell my audience goodbye and thank you for listening.
No, thank you. But I think I'm going to try to do one more time. Okay?
Oh, sure. No problem.
Okay?
Hey, listen, you explained a lot, Robert. You just take care of yourself and be safe.
But I'm going to try to call you back. But Lee, congratulations on the growth of your show. I heard it's doing good.
Yes.
And you are my friend. I just wanted to discuss a couple issues, and I just wanted to bring a couple things up. And
I'm glad you asked me. I have no problem with Marta, but she was yelling at me, so I didn't know what to do.
I got it. I get it. Okay.
I have 7 sisters.
Your call will end in 1 minute.
And so I've been around girls that are prison groupies and that fell in love with lifers and all that other stuff. This was a girl that's like, you can't, and I'm not trying to kiss her ass right now. I swear to God, you can't beat this girl. Even talk to Primo about her. Like, she's a gem, and I've taken away that shine right now.
Primo has nothing but good stuff to say about her.
Yeah, and by the way, when it comes to Primo, people out there, I paid him back $50,000, and I got more money from him too, and I paid it back. Bye.
You take care, man. Bye.
I had to throw that into those idiots.
Okay,
take
bye.
Care. Bye.
Okay, people, that was Rob from prison, and he wanted to straighten some things out, and he did. And as you guys know now, I had a little tussle with his girlfriend, his wife, because she called me tonight that he wasn't around, and And then when he went back and actually turned himself in, that's when she called me. She seems like a nice woman, but we just went at it because if you're going to call somebody, just be nice and you're going to have a nice conversation. And unfortunately, we got off on the wrong foot. That's the first time I ever talked to her. But she eventually texted me and apologized to me. And that's pretty much it. So people, I wanted you to hear that call. Let's all wish Rob the best. He has a big uphill climb. And everybody take care. Thank you. Please like this, sub this. I didn't think I was going to do it tonight, but Rob called me and asked me to do it. And he gave me permission to put it on. Everybody take care. Thank you.